If there's one country in the world that you would think would be nominated for a lot of years, would be Japan. But in their history of the foreign language film category, it's actually rare. In their history, three of the country's films won honorary Oscars in 1951, 1954, and 1955. A year later, the country earned its official competitive nomination for Heart of Burma, and 10 additional nominations the years later. It wasn't until 2008 when Departures won their first win in the competitive category, which was also their last nomination in this category. And after that, no nominations. Not even some that got in the shortlist. The closest one they had was in 2010 with Confessions, which made it in the shortlist but did not get nominated. But now in 2018, they finally got their first nomination in 10 years after Departures won, which was also the Palme d'Or winner at the Cannes Film Festival, Shoplifters. Directed by Hirokazu Koreeda, this film focuses on a small family that is very poor, have weak jobs to get themselves paid, they don't have a lot of yen to buy stuff, so what do? Well, one of the parents takes the youngest member of the family, which the boy is named Shota, by the hints of the title, shoplifting. One night, they ended up somewhat adopting a 5-little girl after the parents heard she was abusive by her parents, so they illegally look after her and use her to help her shoplift, but also shows how the entire family's perspective on how they all might be related to each other. I did have a lot of thinking about this, but I feel like it's somewhat similar to Capernaum, mainly through the subjects of the family, illegal adoption, and child abuse. But it did a little bit better mainly through the execution of the story itself. Because if it wasn't for the film's perspective on the entire family and the shoplifting aspect, this film would have been boring. And the direction went here was fine, and I just mentioned the one technical aspect that stands out for me here is actually the costume design for some reason. As for the characters themselves, my favorite one of the family is Akia, played by Mau Matuska, and she works at the Hottest Club. And it's not what you think, it's mainly her plot which stands out for me. As for the others, I kind of forgot about the others despite me understanding. It's just the performances that lacks me out. Now keep in mind, this was my first time watching a live-action Japanese film. I've seen other live-action Japanese works, most notably their commercials, and I have known a lot about anime, which you know I'll be reviewing one in another week. It's just that the Academy not nominating a lot of films from Japan in recent years, live-action ones to be precise, makes me kind of have less experience. This is not a criticism to the film, I'm just saying something here. Despite of that, Shoplifters for me is part of me saying that it's good but not great, but definitely better than Capernaum. Obviously, for those who are massive fans of Japan should watch this movie, but I recommend don't watch Capernaum and Shoplifters between, because of their similar subjects, but different story form. Just give it a couple of days to get a fresher mind. So we leave Japan and go a big massive jump to the west, all the way in Europe, in Germany.